How you handle tests and temptations will make a big difference in what happens in your life. If you say yes to temptation and you fail the tests that come your way, first of all, you're going to drift away from God. It doesn't mean that God stops loving you or He rejects you or walks out of your life. It just means there's a distance in the relationship. So you can love someone, but the relationship can be distant because of what's happened in the relationship. And the same is true in our relationship with God. If you're not careful, as you've drifted from Him because you've yielded to temptation, you've said yes to the wrong things and no to the right things, you've walked away from God, you've said yes to temptation, then you found that you now have moved away from God. God never moves, but we move away from Him. And out of the result of that, our hearts will get hardened. We're not as sensitive to God as we used to be. And it's a dangerous place to be. And we open ourselves to darkness, because when you and I say yes to temptation, we're agreeing with the prince of darkness, and we open our lives to darkness and to the deception of the adversary, the deception of the devil. I'll ask you this question. When a fish bites a lure in the water, was that fish tricked? Of course they were. They were deceived, and they bought into something that was not going to satisfy their hunger at all. They were bought into something that was going to destroy them. And the same is true for you and me. When we say yes to the wrong things and no to the right things, then what happens is we're deceived and we're tricked, and we bring pain to ourselves, we bring pain to other people, we waste away our lives, we actually rob ourselves sometimes even of health and strength. There are a lot of people who've yielded over and over again to temptation, and their health has been robbed from them because of saying yes to the wrong things and no to the right things. We dishonor God, and the ultimate is that we end up living a life of regrets. I've had the opportunity, the privilege in many ways, and just the experience as a pastor being with people who are very near death or on their deathbed over the years. There's a big difference in people who've lived their lives to the best of their ability following Jesus and those who have not done so. And I can't tell you the number of times that I've heard people tell me as they're nearing the end of their life, I wish I'd lived life differently. I wish I'd made better choices. I wish I'd not given myself to that behavior or allowed that attitude in my life, or allowed myself to think this way about this person or about God or about other people in certain ways. I'm sorry, I regret my life. And I will tell you that a pathway of yielding to temptation in your life will result in a life of regret.